Hey cuties! So today I'm going to be doing a story time video. I do want to say quickly that if you guys are sensitive to any sexual talk, X out of the video now, you have been warned. This is somewhat adult content. I'm gonna make it as PG as I can. Just know there's gonna, obviously, like, you click the title, it's sexual talk. If you are uncomfortable with that, then leave now. When I posted my dirty Q&A, there was a question, like your most embarrassing sex story. I just want to like say it real quick in that video because it's a story. So I asked you guys if you wanted to see it, let me know, and so many people were like, you need to share. We loved that dirty Q&A because you opened up about your sexuality. So that's what I'm here for today. This is 100% true. My most I can't talk, this is gonna be a great video. I can see it already. My most embarrassing sex story ever. Namaste. Where the hell do I begin? I'm gonna take it from the top. Okay, so my best friend, this was also before Dalton, this was a long time ago. So my best friend started dating this guy, or seeing this guy. Anyway, I was like, I need to meet this guy because you know your best friend, like you need to meet them to make sure that they're legit for your best friend. So we all had planned to like go do something, like go to the mall or whatever. And my best friend's like, oh, his best friend is coming too. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling this story. What am I doing? Yeah, it's fine. So they pick me up and I see the best friend. I'm like, oh hey, how are you? And okay, let's give him a name, the best friend. Fred. No, that's too weird. Al. Fred. So I see Fred, and I never met him before. All I know is the best friend. So like, hey, this is Fred, and I'm like, hey, I'm Samantha, right? Because I don't say my name's Sam. Hey, I'm Samantha. And then I meet them, and then the boyfriend, whatever, and they're all super nice. So then they actually start dating. They really like each other. We start hanging out more, and I thought they were fun. They thought I was fun. That's cool. So we all like did a lot together, you guys. Okay, we went out to eat. We went out dancing. We went to the mall. We just drove around. We went to each other's houses. Like, we literally did a lot together. Like, I think it was the summertime. We spent almost the whole summer as a foursome, not like that. Like, we were like chill, okay? It was a summertime thing. Like, it was cool. This was around the time when I was, I was kind of getting out of a long relationship, but yet I went back with him like after all this. Anyway, it was like in that time where I'm like, I'm so hot, like why would I ever be with a guy like that? Anyway, you know that age when you're just like blossoming, and then there's the bar scene, and cool. We didn't go to like the bars a lot. I didn't really drink except for this one night. We would literally just go and dance. After about, I'd say 2 weeks hanging out like all the time, my best friend called me and she's like, Fred really likes you, okay? Like, he's crushing on you, he really likes you. And I was like, oh, well, that's so sweet, but I'm like, I'm not looking for that kind of thing right now. Like, I'm just trying to like focus on myself, which clearly didn't happen because I went back with my ex, and then after that went out with a fuckboy. Then went after that, I met Dalton, the love of my life. But anyway, this was that like rebellious period. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like looking around, you know, low-key like AKA whore. Like, I'm just gonna say that this was like my whore phase. Like, I wasn't like sleeping around all this time. Like, I just wanted to just have fun and, you know, be single and have fun. But like, yeah. So like, he really likes you and all this and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really feel that way, but yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. Like, I actually considered him like one of my best friends because he was so sweet. Like, because my best friend and her bae would be really close, and we would kind of just be like the awkward second and third wheel. So we would just like talk, and he was really chill and cool. We had this like party at the boyfriend's house, right? Okay, yeah, I think it was at his house anyway. And I invited a guy that I was liking at the time, crushing on. Whole other story I can do a video on, aka horror face. I was like, hey, come, and he lived in Edmonton. Oh my god, my best friend's probably dying laughing right now. So anyways, he came down. I was really liking him the whole night, and he was like digging me. The guy that I brought in from Edmonton. There was drinks involved, and I ended up going back to the guy from Edmonton's hotel with him. Okay, so I did that, and as I'm like, should I go? Like, I was saying to my best friend, like, I've never done this before, like, should I go? Like, I know what's gonna happen. We're just gonna say Stacy. Everyone knows my best friend. I'm gonna stop saying my best friend, Stacy. So I was like, Stacy, should I go? She's like, yeah, do your thing, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, just do whatever you want. Like, just be safe. Like, call me. Like, make sure you're okay. And literally, I'm not kidding you, Fred is crying. Like, I feel like a bitch right now for laughing, but I never said I liked you. I was never intimate with you. Like, I don't understand. So he's like crying, like, cause I'm like contemplating, cause she was in the car with her boyfriend and Fred was in the back, and I'm like, should I go like to his hotel? And Fred's in the back and he's crying. I'm like, whoa, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine, like trying to like be strong. And I look at her and she's like he's crushed because you're going with him. Like, she was whispering it and I'm like, rip, like, can I just get a non-drama night? Let me go with this hot guy. And I'm not even like attached with you, like we're friends. Like, I didn't even hold hands, I didn't kiss him, I didn't do anything, I never led him on or anything. And he's like literally bawling, probably because alcohol was involved. Not a good idea. So I'm like, okay, I'm going, bye. And then I went with that guy. Whatever. That was my one night stand story. In the dirty Q&A, people asked if I ever had a one night stand. That was basically it. Anyway, the next morning, Fred phones me and he's like, I'm really like disappointed in you, and I didn't think you were like that and all this. And I'm like, oh my god, like, it was one time only, like, cool. But a lot of girls or guys say that like it was only the one time, but it was actually the one time in my whole life. And since, like, this is my only one night stand story. So I was like, cool, like, stop slaying the dragon. A month after that, I was about to say his name, me and Fred were actually kind of feeling each other, because we were spending a lot of time together, and he was honestly really sweet. He was a sweet guy, and I got feelings for him because I really liked him, and my best friend kept telling me, and the boyfriend was like, my best friend really likes you, like, Fred really likes you, just letting you know, like, he's genuine, and he's a good guy, and all this, like, beefing up his friend. I'm like, I know he is, like, I'm not looking for that right now, AKA whore. We all have phases. So one day when they were dropping me off at home, I just kissed Fred. Why? I don't know. I just like got these feelings and I'm like, whatever, I'm young, I'm hot, like, I actually like this kid, he likes me. So I kissed him, he kissed me back, and it was like a wild kiss. It was only kiss. My best friend Stacy was just like, hey, it's enough, like, we want to go home now. Like, it was literally like a 2-minute kiss, like really long. And then after that I was like, I think I like this guy, he's so nice, blah blah blah. Here is the actual embarrassing night now. I just needed to give that backstory because it just needed to happen. So there was gonna be a party then at Fred's house. Okay, a lot of us were there. I invited a few of my good friends. Stacy invited some of her friends, and other people invited their friends. You know how it is. And then so we decided to have a party and get drinks again. And I was like, oh god, the last time I had drinks, Edmonton guy happened. Like, that's cool. Why am I telling this on the internet? Why? It was getting really late at night. The party was over. Everyone just started leaving, and there was a lot of people there. And then Stacy and her boyfriend were like, hey, we're heading out now. Are you good to stay here? Because then it was just me and Fred. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's fine, no problem. So they leave, and she's like, text me. Like, Fred's like, hey, you want to check out my CD collection or something? Ew, that's a great pickup line. And I'm like, like, I just knew that something was gonna happen, you know, when you get that vibe, like, no one's there. So we went to his bedroom, and okay, here it is. Here's the cringe warning, horror warning, cringe warning coming at you right now. So he had a button and it said easy, and it's from Staples. I don't know if you guys know what Staples is, but anyway, it's Staples, that was easy. It's like their slogan or some shit, I don't know, but a lot of people have these buttons. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or whatever. So this button, it said easy, and he hit it, and it's like, that was easy. And I looked at him, for some reason my ass looks at him, and I'm like, you know what else is easy? Girl, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Like, that shit's not me. Like, I'm telling you, it's my rebellious phase. Like, I don't say that. And he's like looking at me like, and Fred, yeah, I knew that he liked me, right? So he's like, oh, and you're getting kind of flustered, not like turned off. Like, you can tell when somebody's like, why would you say that? No, he was like in the movies, basically, when the girl's like, oh, like, come at me, and then the guy's like, oh, like, it was literally like that. And then he like played off of that, and he goes, yeah, like, I just got these new bed sheets. And I'm like, oh, really? Let's feel that. And I like, okay. I'm not gonna be too explicit here, but basically we started kissing, and there was no moves happening. So I'm like, I'm gonna make the move then, whatever. Like, a month ago, what happened like a month ago? Like, I'm just gonna make the move, whatever. This is my like known, I'm just known as this now, I guess, like twice. Like, come on, girl. As we're kissing, I like go on top of him, like just to kiss, but just kissing. I like try like to get it out. I'm like trying, and he's like backing away. but he's still kissing me. But he's like, kind of like this. And I'm like I don't get it, right? I'm like, okay, like he's kissing me, like if he didn't want it, he would leave, right? So I'm trying again and he's like not letting me. And I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go down there, you know? So I go, right? And he's like, no, like not having it at all. And then he just sits up and he's like, I can't do this. And I'm like, oh, like, why? Because you're too good for me. I'm like, no, like, let's just continue. Like, no, I'm not. Like, let's continue. He's like, no, like, I don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. You're just doing this because you feel bad for me. And I'm like, no, like, that actually wasn't the case. You know, like, I didn't like him at the starting like that, but I actually grew feelings for him. And I'm like, no, like, it's fine. And then he says, I have diabetes. Now, I was like, what? Okay. True story, not kidding. Some of you are gonna think that I'm just a liar. Like, what? Why does that happen? How does that happen? That makes no sense. Literally says I have diabetes. And I'm like, okay, is there anything that I can do? Like, literally, like, naked. Like, I'm just like, what's going on? And he says to me, it doesn't happen that often, but sometimes I get really sick. I said, okay. Is there anything I can do? Do you have medication? Sorry, my camera stopped recording. It was max capacity. I just had to delete some clips. Anyway, I'm not sure where I was. Where the hell was I? Oh yes, diabetes. He's like, yes, I have diabetes. And I asked him if he has medication, if there's anything that I could do. And he said, no, I get really sick. It makes me really sick sometimes, but it doesn't happen that often. But when it does, I get really, really sick. And then he goes, and it's just my luck that this is the time when I'm getting really sick. We hung out the whole summer basically, okay? We ate together, we did all these things together as a group, and he never said anything about diabetes. He never had medication, he never did anything like that. But just when we're in this position, he has diabetes. Let me just say that I'm not being disrespectful or insensitive to people that have diabetes or any sort of medical condition, like you very well could. I bet that sometimes when you have a medical condition, when you can't really perform and it's not happy or it's not fun or you're sick when you're trying to have sex. I get that. Later I was told by an unnamed source that he does not have that, and they're not sure why he said that, but he was so adamant in telling me that he has diabetes. So I'm like, literally, this is my life. This is my life. Kiss and keep kissing, kissing, kissing for a while, like probably 10 minutes, like making out, and then now you have diabetes. I'm a whore. I'm a whore bag. I like threw myself on him and I got severely rejected. I was like, cool, he thinks that I'm just this hoe bag that goes around to people and because he literally saw it with the Edmonton guy, so he probably is like disgusted, like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna catch something. That's literally probably his thought process is, I'm gonna catch something because this is a huge hoe bag. That's my life. What is your life? Like, that's my story. That's everything that I've ever wanted my life to be. He's like, no, I don't have medication. I haven't been able to get medication for this huge reason. He's like telling me his whole life story, and I'm like, oh, well, can I just like help you out in another way or something or whatever? You can just relax and chill. And he's like, no, like, I just really don't want to. You really don't want to do this. So I feel like he just said he had diabetes because he didn't want to make me feel bad that he didn't want to with me. Honestly, it's worse than how I make it seem. Like, I felt like, wow. If he genuinely had diabetes and it was really painful and sick to him, then that's sad, and I don't ever want to show disrespect to people like that at all, but I just felt like it was karma to me to be rejected at that moment. And he even said like this is the exact moment that this is happening. And pretty much after that, he didn't talk to me. And I was like, okay, like, that's fine, that you've diabetes. I wasn't like, oh, whatever, like, screw your diabetes, like, let's get to it. Like, I wasn't even like that at all. I was like, oh, well, like, I could try to help you. Do you need medication? Do you need this? But I was honestly, I feel like I wasn't feeling him, and he was really liking me. And then I went and with a different guy, and he saw that. And then after that, I kissed him. and then now was attracted to him. So I feel like maybe he was like hurt or disrespected or whatever the case may be. So just like when I then wanted him, he was like, bye. Like, no. Like, here you go. And you actually wanted me now? No. Like, why did I open my shirt? I was like, eh. Legit, I feel that in my head. That's exactly how I feel it went down. Like, he was like waiting for that just to then reject me because I rejected him. Do you know what I mean? I could be just like totally blowing this out of the water and it was like legit he was sick, and that's fine. But I felt like it was bigger than that, and that was the time I got rejected. And can I say that it was like, how do I say this? I got his stuff out of his pants, and it was like, it was literally like on the cusp of going in, okay? It was literally like, it was there. And it was right here, like, instead, like, it was right there before it was like, I have diabetes, you know what I mean? Like, it was just there, and then all of a sudden, then I have diabetes. There, and then, bye. Nobody likes you, you're a slut. I just shamed myself on the internet, but I hope you guys can take some learning experience from this. Make sure that you really like somebody before you proceed with them. Also, make sure that you aren't just doing something stupid when you are consuming alcohol. I know it's hard to say because alcohol makes you happy. Ugh. Don't have one-night stands. I love you guys so much, and also diabetes, it's not a joke. It's not something to laugh about or make fun of or to downplay or say like, oh, well, they weren't actually sick. I just think it's karma to me. At least for me, then I have one less person that I have slept with in my life. I've always said to like my boyfriend first started dating, and like I want to know like how many people have you slept with. Like I'm very like open like with my sexuality, and I want to know like I'm not gonna shun you, like whatever. I just want to know how many. And then when he asks me, I give him the number and I say and a half. And he's like, what? And a half? Yeah. And I've said that all the time, like whatever my number is and then and a half, like because I feel like it's and a half. It was here, okay? It was here, so I feel like that's a half. I love you. Thank you for letting me embarrass myself on the internet. Thumbs up if you guys enjoy story times, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye. Oh my god.